So I'm looking across there and I'm wondering where that bench was. Where did that bench? Maybe it was just that little roadway going down there, but I didn't see it last time. And it used to be just right along the shoreline of the East River here, just across from Glasgow. But I was actually, yeah, and I mean, here's basically the picture there of the other side, that little trail taken. And it's I tell you, here it is, people. A long time coming. But 7 years old, 40 years ago, 40 years ago, Johnny Miles would have came to my school. And from there it, oh my, from that little inspiration, it took me 26,000 kilometers in the future across the country. Look at that sunset. That is just gorgeous. But anyways, this is nice. I have received the Johnny Miles Inspiration Award. Just along the shores of the, I like that, look at that. To-do-to-do, 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 to-do-to-do. There we go. Down here at Glasgow Square. But you know, you take that inspiration, and where to get my inspiration? I was talking to them inside there. I got my inspiration as a kid, basically sitting at a bench. You know, just sitting at a bench. You know, across that river, way over there, just as my leg was healing, I would just sit on the bench and close my eyes, and just like this, and I would imagine. Now, I think any kid that has hopes for the future could just close their eyes and just imagine. You know, here I am as a car drops, probably heard a pop. Just imagine closing your eyes and you hear the sound of a Tim Hortons cup getting run over by a truck. And just imagine that could be anywhere in the world. No, you're ruining my inspiration. There's only one place in the world that could be Canada. That's too funny. Which is sweet. But he kind of made my point a little too quickly. But I would imagine that I was in Africa or China, or not really China, Japan. China's not bad either. I can imagine I was in China. Anywhere, you know, the Rhine River, anywhere, down along somewhere in Brazil, Rio, because the sound doesn't say where you are all the time. Sometimes it does. I can imagine the sound of Big Ben in London sounds unique, but you know, just close my eyes and I just imagine all of that. And in 2009, when I was biking across Canada, and at that point I would have already biked across Canada, I would have already walked across Canada, and I sat 5 steps up from the bottom into the center of these steps, and I just sat there, and I closed my eyes and I just listened. And I imagined I was anywhere in the world. And then I imagined I was at a certain place in this world. That was my imagination in 2009. When I opened my eyes and I looked around, and I looked behind me, right up there was the Peace Tower in Ottawa. And I thought to myself, there is no place in the world right now that I would rather be. Having walked across Canada, having biked across Canada, having probably been the only person to have ever done that in this country. That was the only place I wanted to be. And, you know, here I am, pop. looking at this beautiful sunset. You know, just painting the sky. No swimming, by the way. It's by order of the town of New Glasgow and Board of Health. But, you know, here I am, beyond these signs. Look at that beautiful sunset. You know, amazing. Here in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, just down that river is a place where I was born. And I danced amongst the hills when I was a kid. I ran and I walked along that track, that trail right along the river. And I imagined, and I kept imagining. And there's hills out of here that I didn't think I could go over, but I did. You know, I worked right here, right there. One of my first jobs, Canada Trust. Now my hair was a little bit different back then. I had a mohawk and a rat tail. I kind of looked like a cross between a porcupine and a possum. But right here, you know, it's where I imagined. And I would just always just look up at those beautiful, beautiful skies. You know, just the beauty. And just imagine what could come, what the future would be. And no matter how hard things were, how tough things were, how just, sometimes life just beating you and you want to give up. I didn't. Did not. You know, I come back to a bench. Now, tell me. I mean, I don't, to all those people in the world, this don't mean too much. But to me, boy, to come back and get this, it means everything right now. Cheers, folks, and Happy Canada Day coming up. I'm only days away now. About 2 weeks, 2 days. Cheers, folks. And I want to say, Johnny, thank you so much for just taking the time and coming to my school that many years ago. Cheers.